Alright, shalom. This is the ISUPK started off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. On the commanding general, Hunter. You understand? And this is the ISUPK Sabbath Service. So with that, we'll start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. I margin, which means to stand, face the east. And the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shomkar, Yahweh, Malakovkar, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawar, Hayat, Salakit, Kawar, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kaw, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawawasanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawawasianawa, Wala'a, Sabia'anawa, Wanasaya one, Abba, Hawashanawa, Hayat, Rai, Kayat, Lakat, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wa'afu Paras, La'awalamu, Aman. And in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. And the prayer for the Hakak, the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kashar, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Wakal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Ataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamathiim, Hakak, Arakar Waf, Hatama Allah, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water, Amen. And in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh, War Yahweh Shai, Wam Yaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Batazabi Ya'ah, Ala Wap Yahana, Ha Ala Wapim, Ha Suranyim, Ha Kotazayanyim, Ha Kayayim, Wa Akwafim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for water, Amen. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ayanya, so like Ayanya, Al Hahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ra Ratazah, Al Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawama, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazanka, Al Yad, Yadka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makal Rai, Yashama, Afnapaska, Yahweh, Yashama, Taza Aska, Waba'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid Iwalam, Amen. And in the English, I'll lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. So be it. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalakar, Al-Thakarash, wa Al-Thashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Wabayakar, Yahamyawan, Ra'ash, Al-Makar, Al-I-Makar, Ya'ai-Ramya, wa Sawadar, wa Ya'arthar, Ya'ai-Tazawar, Al-Tazab Wanyakar, Amarwa, Nakawa, Wanakakidu, Magaya, Wana'a Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwadar, Kaya, Noa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yakar, Bariyaf, Yakarafwa, Al Ahaliya, Aduwam, Wa Yashama Aliyum, Mawa Abba, Wa Hagayim, Gabal, Wa I'm one, Wa I'm Malak, Palashaf, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawar, Imam, Hayawar, Zarwai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadyam, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabyat, Badakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan Dara, Bukata Zabak, Salaki, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Jayadamwa, Nadar Yabmawa, Kairab, Bukata Zabak, Bukata Zal Manai, Kal Nasaya Kamwa, Shah, Marwa, Naira Shah, Lanawa, Na'awath, Alahaya, Shayadamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rakar, Ka'ash, Fabar Ya'ira, Wa Kalabar, Thalahat, Haryam, Khan, Tharadakmar, Masa Irakar, Obasawa Pafkar, Fabalaham, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabashkar, Shankar, Yahawa, Yabashwar, Wayabalawa, Ida Id, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadwa, Kayatha, Shankar, Yahawa, Labadkar, Yawan, Al Kahar Aratazar, Aman. And in the English, keep not thou silence, O my power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thine hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabal, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire that burneth for wood, and as the flame that setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. And blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to get to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pozakomatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels, and convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth, and destroy them. Cause the plagues to come up against America and the UK, and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake. Let the UK shake by the hands of the plagues. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and finish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. With that, we see you. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Brakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shabbat Alathon Ba'ashem Yahushua to the sisters. Oh no. Trying to block out that glare in the light. So lucky. Alright, so we're gonna go through, I believe we was in Deuteronomy. I'm gonna get it. So it was in Deuteronomy 16:1. We'll start from there. Okay. Verse 1. Oh, no, we start in the Hebrew, of course. So 7 verses in the Hebrew. Shamar war, Uth, Kadash, Ha'ah, Bayab, Wa'ai, Shayath, Pasak, La Yahweh, Alahayak, Kaya, Bakadash, Ha'ah, Bayab, Hawatazah, Ya'ak, Hawatazah, Ya'ak, Yahweh, Alahayak, Mamatazarayam, La, verse 2. Oh, that's how verse 2. Wazabakath, Pasak, La Yahweh, Alahayak, Taza'an, Wa Bakwar, Bama Kwawam, Ashar, Yabakar, Yahweh, Lashakan, Shamawa, Sham, La'a, Atha, Kal, Allah Yawa, Kamatazah, Shabaith, Yamayam, Ka'akal, Yawa, Matazawath, Lakam, Ainya, Kaya, Baka, Pazawan, Yataza'ath, Ma'ar, Matazar Rayam, Lama'ain, Thazakar, Ath, Yawam, Taza'athak, Ma'aratazayim, Kal, Yamaya, Kayayak, Wala'a, Yara'a, Laka, Sha'ara, Bakal, Gabar, Lak, Shaba'ith, Yamayam, Wala'a, Yalayan, Man, Habashar, Ashar, Fazabak, Ba'irab, Bayawam, Hara'a Shawan, Labar Quara, Labar Quar, La'a, Thawakal, Lazabak, Ath, Hapasak, Passover, the Passover, Ba'akar, Sha'ai Rayak, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayak, Nathan, Lakar, verse 6, Kaya, Al, Hama'a, Kwaram, Ashar, Yabakar, Yahweh, Alahayak, Lashakan, Shamawa, Sham, Fazabak, Af, Hapasak, Ba'irab, Kabar Hashamash, Mawa'id, Salakim Mawa'id, Taza'athak, Mama Tazarium, last verse 7. What we'll do about Wabash Shalath, Wa Bashalath, Wa'a Kalath, Bama Kwam, Ashar, Yabakar, Yahweh, Alahayak, Bawa, Wa Panayath, Babakwar, Wahalakath, Lahayak. Alright. So from Deuteronomy 16:1, observe the month of Abib to keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Most High Power Yahweh brought thee forth out of the land out of Egypt by night. Verse 2. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice Passover unto the Lord thy God of the flock and the herd in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Therefore, thou shalt eat no leavened bread within it. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou comest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt. So this is talking about, you understand, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which we already took part of, you understand, which we already kept. This is the feast that we do not eat. We didn't eat any raisin agents in any of our food. Didn't eat any raisin bread, only the flat bread, only the, you understand, the unleavened bread, you understand, to remember how the Lord brought us out of Egypt, you understand. Verse 4, there shall no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. So in your house, wherever you dwell, you understand. Neither shall there anything of flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at evening remain until the morning. Meaning, all the meat, all the food that we had for all the food that we had for that time, for the feast, the beginning of the feast with the lamb, we ate it fast because we ate it swiftly. You understand? We ate it swiftly during that time when we was fleeing Egypt. Verse 5, thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, but at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in therein. So even here, right, you understand, you can't just have the Passover anywhere. The Passover has to be of the Most High, man. Just like how we understand today, the only true Passover is kept in the ISUPK under command of General Hunter. Just like back here, it was kept in the place where the Lord chose. You can't just keep it anywhere where you want. You understand? In this day and age, there's a place where we're supposed to keep the feast of the Lord, man. Where we're supposed to truly celebrate it. And that place has been chosen. You understand? In 1969, the Lord gave the knowledge to those men to establish the ISUPK. And those who have left, they are nothing but heretics, man. You understand? They are heretics and students of heretics. But the Lord chose a place, man. The Lord chose the ISUPK to keep these feasts of the Lord. Just like in that time, He chose Moses, Mashah, to lead the people of Israel. There were other people out there that didn't follow Moses. You understand? They did their own thing. But the Lord wasn't with them. The Lord was with Moses, man. And just like that, just like today, with Kamar and Junior Hunter, the Lord is only with the UPK, man. Alright? Verse 7. Also like it, verse 6. But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in there, thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at going down the sun, at the sea sun, thou comest forth out of Egypt. Verse 7, and thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And it's reiterating it again. The same place that the Lord chose, man. The Lord did not choose everywhere for you to keep your Passover, man. You understand? And thou shalt turn in the morning, and thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. So understand, man, the Lord chose a place, man, for us to keep these feasts. He did not just establish anywhere and any people to follow to keep the feast of the Lord. That's not how it goes, man. The Lord has always chosen. When our king was on the earth, you understand, there were many different groups, the scribes and Pharisees, and those that spoke of Christ, but they weren't with Christ. They weren't with him. Just like Paul. Not Paul, like John the Baptist. You understand? John the Baptist spoke of Christ. He spoke greatly of him. But really, was he with him? Or did he have his own group? Did he have his own followers? He had his own followers. You understand? He had his own followers. He was not with Christ. And he was not in the truth. And it's the same thing today. You understand? So we're going to go another 7 verses. So from verse 8. So we're going to go on to the Hebrew. Almost at 7 and then from there. Alright. So verse 8. Shashath Yamayam Tha'akal Matazawath Wa Bayawam Hashabah Ya'aya Itazarath La Yahweh Alahayak La'ah Ath La'ah Tha'aisha Mala'aka. So that's verse 8. Verse 9. Shabaith Fa Sapar Lak Mahakal Karamash Bakwama Thakal Las Sapar Shabaya Wath Wa'aish Shayath Kaga or Kag. No, it's Kaga Shabaiwath La Yahweh Alahayak Masaf Nadabath Yadak Asha Thathan Ka'ashar Yabar Rakak Yahweh Alahayak Wa Shamar Kath Lapasan, Slakia, Lapanya, Yahweh, Lapanya, Yahweh, Alahayak, Athar, oh, right, that's it right there. Okay. Athar, yes. Salakia. And Athar, Nabanak, Banak, Banak, Wa Bathak, Wa Ibardak, Wa Amarthak, Wa Halawaya, Ashar, Masha Ayarak, Wa Hagar, Wa Haya Thawam, Wa Ha'a Lamana, Ashar, Bakwa Rabak, Bama Kwam, Ashar, Yabakar, Yahweh, Alahayak, La Shakan, Shamawa, Sham, Wazakarath, Kaya, Ibar, it's like Ibad, Kaya, Ibad, Hayayath, Bamatazarayam, Wa Shamarath, Wa I Shayath, Ath, Haka, Wa, it's like Haka, Kwayam, Hala, Ha Ha'alaya Ha'ala Salakia Ha'ala the power Kaga Hasakath Tha'aisha Laka Shabaith Yamayam Ba'a Sapak Magar Ranak Wa Maya Kwabak Wa Shamakath Wa Shamakath Bakaga Arthar Wa Banak Wa Bathak Wa Badak Wa Amartha Wa Ahalawaya Wa Halawaya Wa Hagar the strangers Wa Hayathawam Wa Ha'a Wa Ha'a Lamana Ashar Bashai Rayak. Okay, and that is the other 7. So now we're going to start from verse 8. Oh, I'm going to be verse 8. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. On the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly. The Lord thy God, thou shalt do no work therein. Alright, verse 9. 7 weeks shalt thou number until thee. Begin to the number of 7 weeks, from such as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn, right? Which is when, 7 weeks from the time when you harvest the corn, you understand? Right? And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a free will offering offering of thy hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according to the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Verse 11, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that thou and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there. And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe these statutes, observe and do these statutes. Verse 13, thou observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days after thou hast gathered thy corn and thy wine. So of course, after the time of the 50th day, or the first fruits, which is just what he said, the first fruits, when you cleave onto the harvest, right? Then there'll be the Feast of Tabernacles, right? We still haven't entered the first fruits yet, so that's coming up in June 12th, right? Feast of Tabernacles 7 days after thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine. Verse 14, and thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite and the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow that is within thy gate. So meaning all the people that work for you and the strangers that are underneath you in your land. You know, everyone rests that day, because that is a holy feast of the Lord. Just like in the kingdom to come. In the kingdom to come, every nation will have to serve, man. And every nation will rest on the Sabbath. No, it's like it. Every nation shall keep the feast of the Lord, right? And every nation shall understand what the Lord's about, you know what I'm saying? His doctrine. There wouldn't be anybody else. Because when it's just like today in Christmas time, when everybody's celebrating Christmas, the whole world knows about it. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom to come. Everyone's going to be there. You understand? Everybody's going to understand what it is. That's just going to be the norm in society. Where was I? I think I jumped up. Right, verse 15. So like it. Oh, we done. All right, no sweat. I think you passed it. Okay, no sweat. So with that will conclude Sabbath service today. Right, we'll finish up with the prayers. All right. Okay, so with that, I margin, which means to stand. Right, to face the east. And the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abba Now, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamkar, Yahweh, Malakovka, Thaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Shemayim, Aisha, Shabbat, Shemayim, Aisha, Bar Ratazah, Salakia, Kawar, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakinawa, Kawawasinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kawawasinawa, Wala'a, Thabiya Wanasai One, Abal, Kawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha Allah, Waha Faparaf, the Iwalamyan, Alman. And in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. And the prayer for the Hakak, which is the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakashah, the thunder now, Hakak, Lara Pa'ah, Kalmakala, or Kalmadawa, Hakak, Lataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwiyam, Hamathiam, Hakak, Arukar Waf, Hatama Allah, Lagara Shun, Bahashem Yahushai, the water, Amen. And in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. And the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Allah Hayah, Matah Zaba Ya'ah, Allah Wapya Hana, Ha Allah Wapya, Ha Saranya, Ha Fatazayanya, Ha Kayayanya, Wa Akwafya, Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water of one. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ayanya al-Hahaya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazar, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Al-Yanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tizalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'aya Kayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Tazaathka, Wabawa Aka, Ba'aitha, I will love. Amen. I'll lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, and even forevermore. So be it. Okay. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Dabayal Lakar, Al Fakarash, Wa Al Fashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Wabayakar, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imakar, Ya'ai, Wa I Rayanwa, Sawadar, Wa Ya'atha, Ya'ai Tazawar, Al Tazar Bawan Yakar, Al Marwa, Yakawa, Wan Kakadu, Magaya, Wala Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, I Wada, Kaya, Noa I Tazawar, Labar, Yakadwa, Al Yakar, Baryaf, Yakarafwa, Ahala, Ahalia, Adawam, Wal Yashma Alayum, Mawa'aba, Wa Hagayim, Gabal, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palashaf, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawar, Imam, Hayawar, Zarwai, Laban Yalawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamaja, Kasaya, Sara'a, Hayabia, Badakal, Wayashwan, Lashamadwa, Baya Andora, Hayawar, Daman, La Adomar, Shayatamwa, Nadar Yabmawa, Kairab, Wakata Zabah, Wakata Zabak, Wakata Zal Manai, Kaunasai Komwa, of Ashar, Marwa, Naira Shah, Lanawa, Ath, Laawath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Fabiya Ira, Wa Kalabar, Dalahat, Harya, Khan, Tharadatma, Basaira Khan, Wabasawa Pathkar, Thabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwanawan, Wayabashwa, Shabka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabalawa, Ida, Salakia, Panyaham, Kwanawan, Wayabashwa, Shabka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabalawa, Ida, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kayata, Shabka, Yahweh, Labadka, Aya, one, Alcohol, Arataza, Aman. And in the English, keep not thou silence, O my power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thine hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the Most High in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the soul before the wind, as the fire that burneth for wood, and as the flame that setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. Okay. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek, synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pozakomatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Cause the plagues to come up against the UK and America. Cause them to destroy them in their strongholds. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and finish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. And with that, that's to conclude the Sabbath service. You understand? Today we'll be out in Brixton, in London. You understand? In the KFC, as always. Right, so that will conclude the class. So I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Berakatam, Yahweh Shema Alathon by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yad Yom Matah, class dismissed.